All right, and we are 1 minute to go. I'm really excited about this, and I hope you guys have a lot of fun. Now, as we get started, the key to this is to remember it is for fun. And so if you choose not to tell us what your answers are, that's perfectly fine. If you want to be at home and write them down on a piece of paper, I promise I won't peek. So if you would like to, though, you are welcome to write your answers into the comment section. And this is for bragging rights. What we will do is go through. I have 4 sets of questions. Each set contains 6 questions. So we'll go through, we'll ask the questions. I'll read them to you. And then we will go through and I'll give the answers to that set. And that way you can kind of know how you're doing as you go. Now, because this is our first time, the first set of questions are primarily pulled from the quizzes that we've been doing the last 3 weeks. Those quizzes on general driving, we had one on carriage dogs, and then we had one on sulkies, road riders, and speed wagons. So hopefully this first set will be fairly easy for you, and you've perhaps seen them before, but that will give us a chance to really kind of understand how this process is going to work. And it is 7 p.m. here in Lexington, Kentucky. So welcome to the CAA's very first Wednesday night quiz night. We are delighted to have everyone here, and let's see if we can get underway. Our first round, question 1. What color are carriage driving gloves? Our possible answers are A, white, B, black, or C, brown. And again, this is for fun, so if you want to, you can write the answer down on a piece of paper at home, or if you feel pretty confident, you can put your answer into the comment section. Okay, question 2. A sporting day of traditional driving includes A, turnout inspection, a country drive and a cones course, B, driven dressage and cones, or C, driven dressage, cones, and marathon. Round 1, question 3. As a sporting vehicle, dog carts would have been considered a gentleman's vehicle. The exception is this vehicle, which is considered a lady's vehicle. The possible answers are A, shooting phaetons, B, Alexandria cart, or C, tandem cart. Round 1, question 4. These animals often traveled with coaches. They would scare off robbers and highwaymen, having been trained to run off unfamiliar horses. Possible answers are A, Scottish Deerhounds, B, Dalmatians, or C, Glen Mall Terrier. Round 1, question 5. These wagons were not intended for farm use, rather the speedway. To be one of these, they must be lightweight, have great stability, and perfect set and balance of the axles. They weigh well under 100 pounds. Possible answers are A, speed wagons, B, chuck wagons, or C, Red River carts. This is the tough question of the round. Round 1, question 6. This chart was originally created by who? A. Max Pape, B. Tom Ryder, whoops, and we have, or C. Gordon Cantle. And if you can't quite see it, this is a table of suggested shaft lengths and widths for two-wheeled vehicles. Sorry about that bold type there. Okay. So what do you think? Did you have a good time, and did you think you have the answers? All right, let's see what we have for answers. Round 1, question 1, answer. What color are carriage driving gloves? The answer to that is C, brown. Answer round 1, question 2. A sporting day of traditional driving includes A, turnout inspection, a country drive, and a cones course. Okay, answer round 1, question 3. As a sporting vehicle, dog carts would have been considered a gentleman's vehicle. The exception is the Alexandria cart, which is considered a lady's vehicle. And that was in one of the recent editions of the Carriage Journal. There's an example of an Alexandria cart at the DeFries Carriage Collection. Answer round 1, question 4. These animals often travel with coaches. They would scare off robbers and highwaymen, having been trained to run off unfamiliar horses. The correct answer is the correct answer is Dalmatians, although we all know that the Glenafamall Terrier could probably take them on. I've also heard that Great Danes were used for this purpose, although the Dalmatians are the ones that are most famous for it and have the tradition. Okay, round 1, question 5, answer. These wagons were not intended for farm use, but rather the speedway. To be one of these, they must be lightweight, have great stability, and a perfect set and balance of the axles. They weighed well under 100 pounds. And the answer there is speed wagons. Speed wagons were very popular back in their day. All right, answer to round 1, question 6. This chart, which shows the table of suggested shaft lengths and widths for two-wheeled vehicles, was originally created by Gordon Cantle. We see this chart used quite often, but I would be willing to bet that most of us don't know who created it. Wow, congratulations, Allie. Okay, so I hope you had a chance to check your answers. I think maybe we went a little too fast there on our first round. So we'll slow down just a little bit here as we enter the next round. And we're going to get ready for CAA Quiz Night Round 2. So again, if you would like, you can record your answers at home on a piece of paper, and I promise I won't peek. to see what they are. So it's between you and that piece of paper. So just have fun and try to answer the ones that you can. If you feel pretty confident, you are welcome to put the answer into the comment section. And here we go with round 2 of CAA quiz night. Okay, round 2, question 1. This cutter was designed by James Gould of Albany, New York. Possible answers: A, Spider, B, Albany, or C, Kimball. This cutter was designed by James Gould of Albany, New York. Round 2, question 2. Chariot racing with either 2 or 4 horses is a very ancient sport. Homer even describes it in the Iliad. It is thought that the first formal chariot races took place where? Your possible answers are Flavian Amphitheater, B, Circus du Soleil, or C, Circus Maximus. So again, question 2. Chariot racing with either 2 or 4 horses is a very ancient sport. Homer even describes it in the Iliad. It is thought that the first formal chariot races took place where? All right. Round 2, question 3. This type of wood was favored as a whip handle by drivers in the American West. They could be buried in axle grease or a manure pile to make them more flexible. Possible answers are A, oak, B, hickory, or C, elm. So again, question 3. This type of wood was favored as a whip handle by drivers in the American West. They could be buried in axle grease or a manure pile to make them more flexible. All right, round 2, question 4. An adult horse at rest should have a body temperature of what degrees Fahrenheit? So pay attention to these answers, they're very close. Answer A, 99 to 101.5, B, 97.7 to 99.5, or C, 99.5 to 100.9. Again, question 4. An adult horse at rest should have a body temperature of what degrees Fahrenheit? Round 2, question 5. This part of the horse's anatomy plays a major role in pushing blood up out of the hoof. Is it A, frog, B, coffin bone, or C, mouse? Question 5, repeated. This part of the horse's anatomy plays a major role in pushing blood up out of the hoof. Is the answer A, frog, B, coffin bone, or C, mouse? Okay, round 2, question 6. This color harness was used in the country for informal occasions, partly because it looked better in dusty conditions and was thought to be easier to clean. Possible answers are A, black, B, pink, or C, russet. Repeat question 6. This color harness was used in the country for informal occasions, partly because it looked better in dusty conditions and was thought to be easier to clean. All right, it looks like quite a few of you are doing well. I see Sarah got the right answer on question 6. All right, so are we ready for the CAA quiz night round 2 answers? I'll give you just a moment to finish your questions. All right, here we go. Round 2, question 1, answer. This cutter was designed by James Gould of Albany, New York. And the answer is the Albany cutter. Round 2, question 2. Chariot racing with either 2 or 4 horses is a very ancient sport. Homer even describes it in the Iliad. It is thought that the first formal chariot races took place where? The answer would be C, Circus Maximus. If you thought it was A, yes, they had chariot racing there, but it wasn't the first formal races that happened there. And that the Flavian Amphitheater is better known as the Colosseum. The answer to round 2, question 3. This type of wood was favored as a whip handle by drivers in the American West. They could be buried in axle grease or a manure pile to make them more flexible. And that would be a hickory. Answer is B, hickory. A hickory whip handle. Although I think I would prefer the axle grease to the manure pile, but we'll all make our own judgments there. The answer to round 2, question 4. An adult horse at rest should have a body temperature of 99 to 101.5 degrees Fahrenheit. If B looked familiar to you, it's because that is what the normal body temperature is for a human. But the correct answer should be A. All right, the answer to round 2, question 5. This part of the horse's anatomy plays a major role in pushing blood up out of the hoof. That would be A, the frog. The answer for round 2, question 6. This color harness was used in the country for informal occasions, partly because it looked better in dusty conditions and was thought to be easier to clean. The answer is russet. C, russet. And dirt is a little bit easier to hide on a russet than it is on a black harness. And if you think about that, that's why we don't see, or you don't see out in the country a lot of black vehicles because of the dust. If you put brown dust on a russet harness, a brown harness, it's hidden a little bit better. All right, let's take a quick break to check your answers, see how you did. Thank you, Will and Joyce. I appreciate it. We tried hard to pull some great questions up here. Hopefully there's some that you haven't seen before. Good job, Rose. All right. I have to say, this is going along a little faster than I thought it might. That's okay. So this is round 3. And this might be a little bit harder round. And so you might want to get a little closer to your screen, particularly if you're watching on a phone. CAA Quiz Night, round 3, here we go. Round 3, question 1. What type of rare vehicle is this? We have 3 possible answers. A, a backwards cab, a B, a phaeton, or C, landau. And I can tell you that this is a Brewster vehicle. All right, round 3, question 2. What type of vehicle is this? Do you think it's A, a backwards cab, B, a spider phaeton, or C, a landau? All right, round 3, question 3. What type of vehicle do you think this is? Is it a Stanhope gig, B, an omnibus, or C, a brougham? All right, round 3, question 4. What type of vehicle is this? Is it a backwards cab, an omnibus, or a brougham? What type of vehicle is this? A, backwards cab, B, omnibus, or C, brougham? Okay, round 3, question 5. What type of vehicle is this? Is this a Stanhope gig, A, or B, an omnibus, or C, a brougham? What type of vehicle is this? A, a Stanhope gig, B, an omnibus, or C, brougham? Okay, one more tough question here. Round 3, question 6. What type of vehicle is this? Is it A, a Stanhope gig, B, a Meadowbrook, or C, a brougham? Okay, as we begin our answer section, I did want to let you know that this week is Carriage Week, so our images are of carriages. Next week, we will be doing harness parts. So make sure that for next Wednesday, you study up on your harness parts. So let's see what we have here. I think everybody's had a moment to put their answers down. I'm going to try to go just a tad bit slower for you. I think I might be going too fast. CAA quiz night, round 3 answers. Answer round 3, question 1. What type of rare vehicle is this? This is a backwards cab made by Brewster and Company. Answer round 3, question 2. What type of vehicle is this? This is also made by Brewster and Company and is a spider phaeton. This was a drawing. And these drawings are from the Met in New York City. And if you go to their website, you can see all of these drawings. Just put in Brewster and it'll pop them up for you. The CAA was proud to sponsor the photographing of these drawings. Answer round 3, question 3. What type of vehicle is this? So this is either an omnibus or a wagonette. I believe in their time frame, they primarily called it an omnibus, but sometimes we call it a wagonette here nowadays. So either answer could probably flex in there if you were talking to somebody in everyday conversation. And the omnibus was really what led to the first buses. They came out of Paris. Answer round 3, question 4. What type of vehicle is this? This is a brougham. Once again, made by the Brewster and Company out of New York. Okay, answer round 3, question 5. This type of vehicle is a Stanhope gig. A gig is a two-wheeled vehicle, and both the omnibus and the Brougham are four-wheel vehicles. Okay, answer round 3, question 6. What type of vehicle is this? This is a Meadowbrook, and it is part of the Long Island family. They were originally made to follow the Long Island hunt. All right. Okay, so we're going to take just a quick break to let you take a moment to look at your answers. Congratulations to those of you who've been doing well. And if you've not, that's okay. This is what we're here for, is to do some learning tonight and have fun. It's all about bragging rights. I will tell you that most of these answers came from the Carriage Journal or the CAA blog. If you would like to receive the Carriage Journal, you can become a member of the CAA. And then you would receive the Carriage Journal 5 times a year. Congratulations, Rose. Glad you're having fun. All right. And to answer some of you guys' questions about that backwards cab, I personally have never seen one, but that should be really interesting. They did draw them, so in theory, they made them. Balancing one must have been fun. All right, we'll go a little bit slower, Claire. I wondered if that was an issue. I was pretty sure I was talking too fast. Okay, so that was the photo section. And just so that you can keep in mind, next week we will be doing harnesses. So go ahead and study your harness this coming week. Here we go. CAA Quiz Night Round 4. Round 4, question 1. These horses are competing in what phase of combined driving? A, cross country, B, dressage, or C, cones? Okay, round 4, question 2. The term in the white was used by carriage makers to indicate A, lead paint was being used, B, white oak was used, or C, a job was finished except for the painting and trimming. Let me repeat that. The term in the white was used by carriage makers to indicate what? Round 4, question 3. Now this one is a hard one for some of you. I had to look this one up. In 1908, Alfred G. Vanderbilt took 80 American standardbred horses to England to horse what on the London to Brighton Road? A, the Venture Road Coach, B, the Wolfhound Coach, or C, the Tantivy Road Coach? In 1908, Alfred G. Vanderbilt took 80 American standardbred horses to England to horse what on the London to Brighton Road? A, the Venture Road Coach, B, the Wolfhound Coach, or C, the Tantivy road coach? We have a lot of guesses on this one. All right, round 4, question 4. These horses are competing in what phase of combined driving? A, marathon, B, dressage, C, cones. These horses are competing in what phase of combined driving? Round 4, question 5. This pony is wearing what type of collar? A, white collar, B, breast collar, or C, full collar? This pony is wearing what type of collar? A, white collar, B, breast collar, or C, full collar? All right, round 4, question 6. What is an air gut? A, the top of a horse's head, just back of the ears. B, a thin, sharp, arched neck. Or C, a horny growth behind the fetlock joint. What is an air gut? All right, take just a moment to see how you did and get all your answers done. Believe it or not, this is the last round. So you just spent 30 minutes doing a quiz and having fun and hopefully getting some education in there. All right, so the answers for round 4, question 1. These horses are competing in what phase of combined driving? The answer is C, cones. Okay, the answer to round 4, question 2. The term in the white was used by carriage makers to indicate C, a job was finished except for the painting and trimming. The term in the white was used by carriage makers to indicate a job was finished except for the painting and trimming. All right, the answer to round 4, question 3. This was the hard one. In 1908, Alfred G. Vanderbilt took 80 American standardbred horses to England to horse what on the London to Brighton Road? And that was A, the Venture Road Coach. And this was in a Did You Know section of the Carriage Journal. Answer, round 4, question 4. These horses are competing in what phase of combined driving? A, marathon. He didn't have all 80 of them hooked at one time, Josh. But he had stations. All right, the answer to round 4, question 5. This pony is wearing what type of collar? This is a full collar. Goes all the way around the neck. Now, next week, we'll get a little bit more specific about what type of full color that might be. All right, round 4, question 6. What is an ergot? We had a question about how you pronounce that. That's what we've decided that it is. But an ergot is a horny growth behind the fetlock joint. Yeah, round 4 was a little bit harder, Rose. It was. But hopefully you had fun on the other rounds. And as I mentioned earlier, next week we will be having some harness questions. This week we did carriages and we had the images there. Next week we will have harness parts. And you are welcome to play this back and go over it as many times as you would like and share it. But I hope you will join us next Wednesday night at 7 p.m. And I think I will add one more round. And so that we'll have 5 rounds of 6 questions each. It seems like we have enough time. And we'll slow down a little bit at the beginning. So that was a good observation. Thank you. Now, I will tell you as you look at your answers here, Gloria Austin and Dick Leahy are sending in some questions. So I think that next week will have a really interesting mix of questions. If you're looking for some other educational and fun activities on the CAA website, which is caaonline.com, there is a page there with games. And the first 3 quizzes that we did that were question and answer through the computer, they are on there. And those are general driving, dogs of the carriage world, and the third one is sulkies, road riders, and speed wagons. So I hope that you're able to enjoy this. And if you would like to join us next Wednesday, we'd be happy to see you again. And if you'd like to join us as a CAA member, you're welcome to do that as well. You can do that on our website at caaonline.com or give the office a call, 9 to 5 East Coast time, Monday through Friday. And we'd be happy to do a membership for you. Thank you, guys. And I'm glad that you guys had fun. And we will see you next Wednesday. Thank you.